Hey everybody, welcome back. Check it out. Yes, we have the new Durafly Brewster F2A Buffalo. Done it in the scheme you see here. I printed the manual off the website. If you go to the product page at HobbyKing, you'll be able to download the manual or watch it on your phone or iPad or whatever you got to do as you build it. But anyways, it's there. It wasn't in my box. So I have this scheme one in the box, you can see here, but they also offer that scheme, which is pretty cool. So you got an option there. I don't know if you can see the specs here. You got a 36-inch wingspan, 26-inch length. Says it'll weigh 13 ounces without a battery. 40 amp ESC. It's got a 10x5 prop. And they recommend a 2200 3S LiPo. My tried and true battery that I love, these Nanotechs. The light's not going to be in my favor, but anyways, the Nanotech 3S 2200. I don't know. These things bang for the buck are just awesome. These are 45 to 90C it says here. This is what we'll be flying it on, so might as well get a couple of those while you're at it. So anyways, let's get this box open and we'll show you what comes in it. You can see that's everything on the artwork, so we'll check this out together. Alright, so first up, we have a wing on top of the box. Cool looking yellow. Let me get my knife out here and we'll get it out of there. See what it takes. It's taped in there pretty well. It looks like it made the journey without any damage. Always a bonus. You want to make sure you stick around because we'll also be doing the build right after we do the unboxing. Top and bottom of the wing. It's going to be very obvious which side is up. You see here the linkages are not on there. These are nice and free. A lot of times foamies are not so free. This one's nice and free. Servos are on there. You're going to have to put the linkages on, and I believe there's covers that go on here as well. So there's that. Once that is out of the way, that's all that's on that section. We have the rest of the bits packed in here. That fuse is just cool looking, really cool looking, stocky little guy. Let's get that out of there. Taped in there as well, snaked out. Look at that little guy, huh? That's what I love about these planes, the big radial planes. They're just bulky, stocky, in your face. You know, you got the big round cowl. It's just cool. Who doesn't like that? There's where the wing will go on. Got your hatch here. Got a really strong magnet on there. You can see you got tons of space in there to put your battery. A couple servos. Very cool. Make some space here. Okay, what else we got? Here's a little bit that goes on the tail, I'm guessing. Yep, goes right behind the horizontal. The propeller is down in here. Everything's taped in so well. Let me get my knife. Looks like to be the belly pan. It goes on the bottom side of the wing. Oh no, my bad. So that focuses for you guys. Looks like we've got another canopy. What would you call it? Canopy floor. Got a spare canopy floor to go in there. That would be good for FPV, I'm assuming, is the point of that. So you can put your pan and tilt on there and rock some FPV action. Gotta love how they think outside the box on these guys. Here's the propeller and the adapters to go onto there. APC style propeller. On this side, here's the belly pan. Okay, so here's your belly pan you'll put on there. after the wing is on. And then we have the elevators here. Let's see if I can get them cut out of there. Leave me a comment down below if you like to do this piece by piece unboxing, or if you prefer I just rip everything out and show you after the fact. So let me know down below. So here's your elevators. Hope you can see the detail. Got all the ribs, like the trim tabs look like they're molded in. They move pretty free. You always want to move them, wiggle them, free up those hinges a little bit. Just makes life easier on your servos later. Got a box here. Glue into the bottom very well. With just a bag of bits in there. What do we got? Feels like everything. Okay, I'll get this over. So here we've got a bag, we got linkages and other stuff in here. Little hunk of Velcro. Everything is labeled. Here it says ailerons, elevator rudder. Here's your little servo covers. Like I said, would go on the wing. Oh look, you even got some scale exhaust stacks. That's pretty cool. You have an Allen wrench. And you have a little Y harness for your ailerons. So, excuse me. So you gotta love that. They were thinking. Lay out all the pieces here so you can kind of get one more view on what's going on before we get started on the build. There you go. There's your plane in a nutshell. I'm going to get it set up on a stand or something here, and then we'll be right back and we'll get to building. Like, comment, subscribe. Okay, one little tidbit of info. This spare FPV canopy floor, whatever you want to call it. Excuse me. Fighting off some colds here, but anyways, you can see the magnet is here. It's in that one. It's not in this one. So if you use this for your FPV, you're going to have to get a magnet or a way to hold it on there, because you definitely don't want all your FPV gear to fly out. But so anyway, something to keep in mind. You're placing your order. You know they have magnets. So the first thing in the manual here, it says to do. It says to start with the propeller. I'm not going to do that. It's upside down for you guys, I guess. But so we'll go to the next page. We're going to start on aileron push rods and then get the cover on. So I think what I might do is mount it to the airplane. Well, no, I'm not. I'm going to put it in the stand here. I'm going to set it on my cruising stand. This thing is just handy for everything. Put that on there. I'm going to get my linkages on here. Then I'm going to get the covers on there. A tip for you guys is do not fully seal these up until you get your radio bound up. So first step for me, I'm going to get actually the receiver put in the airplane powered up, and I'm going to zero all the servos, center them. Then we'll start on the linkages. We'll be right back after that. What I have for a receiver though is, I'll put it down, everything I use I'll put down in the description of the video below. If I can get this box bag open here. We have an orange RX. So what does it say here? R615X. I'll put the specs down below. This is the receiver I'm going to be using in this airplane. So we'll be right back. Okay, we got the aileron linkages on here now. So you can see what I did here. I had to screw these in a long ways for them to be just right. But so I did hook them up to the receiver. Got the plane hooked to the receiver. Powered everything up. Plugged in the Y harness. What I had to do is push the extension or the servo leads out the bottom of the wing. Hook it to the Y harness, because that goes up through the wing. So anyways, got these on, got these zeroed up. Everything is feeling pretty good. And then tightened up the bolts on those. So there we've got the wing done. So I think I'm going to leave these off until the very end. I'm pretty sure everything's good, but I'll do it when I do the final gluing maybe of the belly pan or something like that. So moving on to the next part. Okay, the next thing the manual says here is to attach the wing and the belly part. So we're going to do that next, I suppose. So we're going to get that together. One thing I want to point out on this belly pan, as you can see, it's got these little notches that you can hold on to launch it, which is a really cool feature. So anyways, once we get the wing, that'll go on like that. So that's going to be the next part. Something I want to point out here, try to do it one-handed, is you see those notches in the wing here, these lugs there and on the back, and then you can see the lugs in the fuselage. Everything really kind of locks in. So it goes into its place and boom, locks in there. Same kind of deal here with the little belly pan. You can see you got your lugs here in the back lock in, and these lugs in the middle lock in. So everything just kind of fits in one place and just kind of locks in. Kind of a really cool feature they did there, and they, you know, it just makes everything fit right. I mean, there's no screws in it or nothing, and it's perfect. So they're really thinking outside the box, making all these little bits just go together. So you got to give them a thumbs up for that. Okay, Phillips head screwdriver, 2 screws, that's done. It doesn't say anything about gluing that together, so I didn't. But it's on there and it's solid. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Now they want you to glue on the horizontal onto the back. You can see here, it even tells you in the manual where they want you to apply glue. Pretty cool. They made it really user friendly. Okay, I have my tail pieces here. We got the elevator and this little filler bit that goes inside here. You'll notice it didn't come with any glue, so I'll probably just going to use some foam safe CA just to get this together, because it's not going to take very long. And between that, the servo covers, and just the little exhaust stacks, there's really not much gluing to do. So it's starting to look really cool. Look at that thing. Pretty excited to fly this. I'm hoping the weather this weekend shapes up. So okay guys, we got the horizontal glued on. And we got this little filler piece glued on. Like I said, everywhere they tell you to put glue on there. I went the extra mile. I had a little bit of a gap here, so I squirted a little bit in there, and then on the bottom of the stabs underneath here I squirted a little bit of glue on the outside. Just, I don't know, made me feel warm and fuzzy inside. I put the exhaust stacks on. So we've got that done. Really not much left. Just the propeller. I do need to hook up the elevator and rudder here yet. I haven't done that yet. But other than that, I mean, geez, it's taken longer for my wife to make dinner than it is for me to put this airplane together. So let me flip this over for y'all. You can see I put these CG stickers on. These things are really cool. Thanks to Bill for giving me a set of those. I've also ordered some since, but 55 millimeters back from the leading edge here is where they want that to be. So that's going to be the center of gravity. You can see here I got a bunch of adjusting because I did zero up the servos, so I'm going to have to bring it in a little ways here for that to meet up. So we're going to be doing that, getting the link, you know, all you got to do is put 2 bolts, 2 screws in those, and that's done. I mean, it goes so fast. So the only thing left to do after this stuff is just figure out where the battery's going to lie and where I'm going to Velcro down the receiver. So we'll be back once I get these things done and show you how it looks. Okay, so we hit a snag here. So the elevators, when they're just flush, the servo arm is at 90 degrees. You can see the problem here. It's just not physically possible to screw this in far enough for that to work. So I'm going to have to cut some of this rod here off, a fair bit, as you can see here, in order for this to screw on far enough. So yeah, there you go. I'll cut that off and let you know how it goes. Okay, there we go. I cut probably a good 1/4 inch or so off it. Always measure yours. Hard to say if they'll all be the same. But anyways, I got a fair amount of threads going in here, what you want. and I could still screw it in a little further if I needed to, but I've got it to where it's sitting pretty good. It's probably flush against the top, maybe a smidge of up into it, and that's how I'm going to roll on the first launch. So next, on to the rudder. Okay, rudder is done. 1.5 millimeter is what these little guys are. Then I just used pliers on the bottom. That one had no problems, so we're good to go there. Next will be, I'm not going to put the prop on until I'm all done. I definitely think, that I should program the speed control with the prop off. So we're going to do that. I haven't done that yet, and get the battery and receiver placement, and we'll be right back. Okay, I've got it pretty much done. I'm going to leave the servo covers off of mine. It says to put the linkages in the top hole, but maybe your mileage may vary, but if I do that, like, it rubs on there, so I'm not sure what to do there. I just don't see how it'll work. It even hits up here, you can see. I know it probably doesn't need that much throw, but even if it does, it still hits on the top here, so they're just not really high enough for me. So I'm not sure what to do there. So anyway, I'll do my maiden without them. Not a big deal to me. I got the ESC programmed, got the propeller on. For my CG, we'll get it on the balance stand here, but here's where I put the receiver for now. Range checks will tell me if that's good or not. The battery goes all the way forward, all the way against the firewall with the 2200 3S, and that's what mine seems to like. Okay, as you can see, I got my balance point. I'm right about the marks you can see here. We're pretty close enough for me to fly it. So there you go. I'm really stoked to get this thing out in the field, get the maiden done, and mob around with it. It's a very cool looking airplane. Look at that big old stubby radial fuselage. You gotta love that. Round motors are awesome. So like, comment, subscribe, and when we come back, we'll be chucking her in the air.